guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. I've got a new artist to the channel right now, a Scottish-born gentleman, and this is courtesy of a gift from Renee Mooberry. And the name of the song is 33, and it's Elliot Greer. And this is what Renee said. Well, firstly, thank you for the gift and request, Renee. And I'm wearing my NYPD hat purposely because this is what Renee said. Hi, Don. This song is heavy, but the message within the song will get your thoughtful insight working through the message. This song is sung by Elliot Greer, a Scottish-born singer, songwriter, now living in New York. This song, 33, was written by him, and it is about his former girlfriend who had a heroin addiction. So, hence the NYPD hat, to give a nod to the men in blue. All right, here we go.
2, 3, 4.
It's got to be brutal to see someone go down like that, whether it's alcohol or any other addiction, heroin.
Wake up with bloodshot eyes. I'm smarter than I look at times. Getting dressed, there's mayhem on the news. Brown liquid in a hydro flask. Says it's coffee, but I didn't ask. Stashing 20s deep inside her shoes. I would blame I let her go. I'll burn for this, I know. She's up on a highway ride. She did any damn thing not to feel alive. I was on the border of the other side.
Well, at least he was on the other side.
I waited here patiently, like a dog tied to a tree. She cut me loose, but I'm too scared to leave.
How did she cut him loose?
If she loved herself half as much as she loved me, today she'd be 33.
Alright, so let's see. She passed.
Missing work, sleeping all day. Couch pennies till she got paid. At night, I still hear her screams. She thought that I didn't know. A blind man could see it though. Looked like she hadn't ate in weeks. I would blame I let her go. I'll burn for this, I know.
I don't agree with that.
She's off on a highway ride. She did any damn thing not to feel alive. I was on the border off the other side.
You needed to be.
I've waited here patiently, like a dove tied to a tree.
That's a great image.
She cut me loose, but I'm too scared to leave. If she loved herself half as much as she loved me, today she'd be 33. I tried to help her quit. Now I'm the hypocrite. 'Cause I'm the one who's spinning out my mind. We're all so full of shit. Some just get away with it. How you go is how you'll be defined. Yeah, how you go is how you'll be defined.
That's deep. Whoa. How you go is how you'll be defined. Not if you go naturally. Natural causes That's not how you're going to be defined or remembered. Die in a car crash, people will remember that's how you went. You went too young. So yes, I think it's if it's an unnatural death, then yes, that's how you'll be remembered. Heroin, clearly unnatural. Yeah, he's got some deep perspective on things, but he's been in some dark places himself, and generally, frequently, very deep lyrics, very deep, different perspectives come from the darkest places.
Surf on a highway ride. She did any damn thing not to feel alive. Always on the border of the other side. I've waited here patiently, like a dog tied to a tree. She cut me loose, but I'm too scared to leave.
Cut him loose when she died?
If she loved herself half as much as she loved me, today she'd be 33.
That's fascinating, that juxtaposition of thought, where she cut him loose. He was like a dog tied to a tree, and she cut him loose, but he was too scared to leave. But if she loved herself half as much as she loved him, so she cut him loose in whatever way he means this, but she loved him deeply. And you could fill in a lot of different ways of looking at that. Did she cut him loose by virtue, was he cut loose by virtue of the fact that she died, but he's still too scared to leave? I mean, I don't get the sense that he had the same addiction. There's no reason to think that, because she was doing this thinking she was hiding it. You know, the coffee cup, the brown liquid in the coffee cup, stashing 20s. I guess you could buy heroin for $20. I don't know. I mean, never been in that world, but you see things in the news and, you know, a big drug bust, and then they explain to you how it works, or you watch CSI or some of the cop shows and stuff. But in any case, you know, she's getting her fix, but she overdid it. He blames himself, and he'll burn for this. I know. I assume that's a reference to, you know, the burning in hell type of idea, which I don't think so. Sometimes you're in a position where you can't do anything. You feel helpless. Part of that might come from like the hero complex, that, you know, we want to be the savior of somebody, but we can't. I mean, they have free will. They can do as they choose generally, and you may blame yourself. Maybe if I tried harder, maybe if I backed off a little bit, maybe if I got someone else involved, maybe if we did an intervention, whatever. You could go through all this, and you could blame yourself for a crime of omission. You didn't do a given thing that might have saved this person. You could what if yourself to death, and some folks might, but you know, when it comes down to it, some people put you in a completely untenable position where you cannot win. You cannot save them, if you will. And it's easy to look back and say, well, if I'd only done this or not done that in that given moment, then the whole dynamic would have played out differently. But that is the dynamic of life. You don't know how things are going to go that day or that year or that decade. And you don't know what's going on inside a person fully. She's hiding it. She's trying to. She hadn't eaten in weeks, or she looked like she hadn't eaten in weeks. So that paints an image. He's like a dog tied to a tree. That's another image. And that is some brilliant writing right there. That is very, very creative. And it's because I just wouldn't have come up with it. And that's sort of how I gauge, like, wow, that's just, wow. That's all you could say sometimes. If it's like, as often and as much as I work with words and analysis, I'll hear lyrics sometimes and I'm like, God, you feel like you're at the feet of a master, you know, like, holy cow. But it's only because he's been in dark places, and he himself, Elliot, works with words. So, yeah, I mean, there's a deep sadness to life when and we only pick so many people to be on life's path with, not necessarily romantically, but even as friends. Now, I have I have a lot of friends, female, male. I'm very close with a lot of them. In romance, I'm a one-woman man, so that's how I'm able to have a lot of female friends. And, I have high bandwidth and high motor, but there's still even with that, there's still a limited number of people I'm on life's path with, and some of them are going to fall in hard times. And I can't save them all. I can't even save the people closest to me necessarily if they don't want it. And that's the key here in this song. So, and he feels bad because she loved him. And that just sort of multiplies the effect, but it also makes it better. Like, this woman loved me. I loved her, but I couldn't help her. That helplessness. Then you're like, well, what does it all mean? And that one line about you're defined, that's not the exact lyrics, but you're defined by the way you die. And in this case, that's how you'd be remembered. If you died of an heroin overdose, that is exactly how you'll be remembered. It won't necessarily be that you were the star of your, the high school soccer team, or that you did this, or you graduated that way, the things that you did. You'll be remembered for that. All right. Yep. Renee, you were right. So was Ed. I'm going to rate this song, and on the lyricism alone, because that is what this song was about, the number that popped into my head was a 9.4. It was deep, lyrically brilliant in its own right. So there you go, guys. Courtesy of Renewables. Have a great day. See you on another video, and keep rocking the country.
I was on the border at the other side. I waited here patiently, like a dog tied to